What is going on, everybody, and welcome back. And for those of y'all that follow me on the gram, you would have seen, yeah, we ended up winning a local CrossFit competition hosted at the Forge at Roswell, and we had a blast. In all seriousness, the competition was very well run. I've done a competition there, God, I think it was a few years ago. I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. It was whenever I came back from my knee surgeries. This one ended up being a little bit bigger. We competed in the co-ed division and had a blast. There's a few things that we wish we could have changed about the competition, but overall it was so fun. As far as changes go, there's only 2 things we would really add, and that's adding in a heavy barbell, maybe a little bit more barbell cycling throughout the competition, but also adding at least one high skill gymnastics movement. But other than that, there's nothing else really. I will say, I was really humbled by goblet step-ups, like holding that 53-pound kettlebell like this and having to do step-ups after doing a bunch of swings while I was also having to switch back and forth from selling my soul on the rower was very challenging. So I did like that. That was something that was really cool and I hadn't done much of before. Some of the main things I liked about this competition were, 1, the community was great.
All right, here we go, Davis, rip them out!
Ma and Paul working in lane number 2 on their toes of our PB&J.
All 35 right here for the legend, baby!
Met a lot of great people, got to have a lot of great conversations, and we had people cheering us on like since we showed up at 7 a.m. or something like that. So that was really cool. It's a great way to start your day. Another thing is, I thought the judging was pretty good, especially for it being a local competition. You know, judging can be very up and down. I got no-repped a few times. Like the first workout, we were doing wall balls, and I just missed the target on my wall ball, and my judge was like, no rep, and I was like, yeah, I know. So I like that they hold me accountable. I really don't get frustrated by no reps, and most of the time I know when it is, too. I will say what was also very unique about this competition is they had it throughout the nation. There ended up being 88 teams in our division, and they had a global leaderboard. So yeah, we didn't get to see all 88 teams and really compete against them, which would have been fun if we could have done that somehow. But we got put on a national leaderboard against them. We ended up taking 2 event wins, which was amazing. And you know, there wasn't really a workout that was in our wheelhouse, me or Devon. Like we talked about this going into the competition. It was stuff we were like okay at. So the fact that we won 2 events nationally is huge. And we ended up taking 5th in the nation out of the 88 teams that signed up, which I thought was pretty cool. And we're both really fired up about that. But I'm telling you, if there was a max lift, oh, maybe we pull out a 3rd one. But all in all, it was a great competition. And if you're someone that's never done a CrossFit competition before, RX, scaled, intermediate, whatever, and you're in either Georgia or one of these other locations where they do have the VDM comp, I would highly suggest doing it. It was pretty well ran, and it was very well organized, and the people there were just great. With all that being said, don't be afraid to check them out or other local competitions that may be coming up in the future. And hey, maybe I'll end up seeing you at one. We also got this really cool banner and some other stuff, but enough with the overview of the competition. Let's talk about, if you end up doing a CrossFit competition, how you can maximize your chances to win it. As many of you may already know, CrossFit is constantly varied functional fitness performed at a high intensity. So you need to be good at everything, but we can't be good at everything in a perfect world. So obviously you need to practice more of the things that you're going to be bad at that tend to show up in competitions. You're not going to see as much high skill gymnastics, but you will see some gymnastics. A lot of competitions are going to have toes to bar, some pull-up variation, and usually some sort of handstand push-up or something on your hands. So if you're not as good at gymnastics, obviously there's gymnastic things that you can work on and little accessory pieces that you can add on to the end of either your class workouts or into your training. If strength happens to be your biggest weakness, then you're kind of in luck. At this competition, we didn't have much of a strength test. Yeah, we had to cycle a 135-pound barbell, but other than that, there wasn't much of a strength test. It was more endurance, anaerobic, and aerobic. A little bit of gymnastics as well, but if that's something you need to work on, maybe take a step back from doing the Metcons and aerobic conditioning, hit a strength cycle, and then hop back into where you were. If you do end up signing up for a competition and the workouts are released, practice them to standard. Oh my gosh, if you have air squats, do a full air squat. Hit below parallel, stand up all the way. Like, if I see more people doing air squats, squatting like this, and doing this, good! Practice the right way! I think my chair may be a little broken, but practice to the standard, hold yourself accountable. It'll make things much smoother in the competition and you won't get no repped as much. You still may end up getting some just trying to go fast. That happens. But
Do it! Just do it!
when it comes to competition time, 2 days before, 3 days before, you should already be doing this normally, but emphasize drinking enough water. Keep yourself hydrated. That's huge. The night before, I always like to carbo load.
Carbo loading!
Honestly, I know in CrossFit and fitness we preach eating healthy and things like that, but I love hammering a big ass pizza the night before my competition. And then when I'm at the competition, I always try to stay fueled as best as I can. I hammer so much applesauce, it's unreal. Come to think of it, I do that on a daily basis. I also like to get a little bit of electrolytes in me, so I'll be drinking a ton of Elements, who happen to be at that competition as well. They're awesome. Kind of like a healthier version of Gatorade is the best way to explain it. So staying fueled is important, but what is also important is making sure you properly warm up and you properly cool down. It's gonna make your next event so much better if after the workout you go for like a 3-minute walk, 3-minute slow spin bike, row, whatever. Something to just kind of cool yourself down so your muscles don't just start locking up immediately after the workout. I know it kind of sucks at first. You're laying on the ground, your legs are cramping. Get up. Move a little, get a little bit more blood flow going. Another big thing for a lot of these competitions, especially if it's a team or partner competition, have some sort of a plan. It's better to go in there with some sort of strategy rather than just Leroy Jenkins style and just say, oh yeah, we'll wing it. There's a lot of benefits to having strategies and plans, but also lets you play to your teams and partners' strengths just a little more and sharing the workload a little more evenly. Also, with that being said, plan for things to go sideways at times. We don't live in a perfect world. It's the same thing for competitions. Things are gonna happen, you're gonna have to make adjustments, so be an athlete and make that adjustment. And on top of all those other things I just said, always have fun. I know these competitions can be stressful. Life can be stressful. It is what it is. But I can confidently say every time I step out on the competition floor, I'm having so much fun. Yeah, there's some workouts that suck. Yeah, I've been on bikes and workouts and I've been hating my life. But there's a lot of times I can really sit back and really enjoy the things I'm getting to do. Like, it's not forever that you're gonna get to do these types of things. That's why I really like to do that, to test myself and push myself to the max. But you know, if you've seen me in competitions, you'll see me kind of like dancing before workouts, doing whatever, kind of cutting up. Not a big trash talker unless it's with some of my buddies. I just don't want to be that guy. But I will be kind of cutting up with people, especially when we're walking out there, just talking about who knows what. So those are just some of my main things on how to maximize your win potential in competitions. Just know you're not going to win every competition. You're not going to win every event. Not everything's always going to go your way. So never be intimidated. Try not to get frustrated and really try to have as much fun with it as you can. Let me know some of the things that you guys like for these competitions as well. Even if it's not CrossFit competitions. I know I have a lot of buddies that watch my stuff that are big bodybuilders, and I know it's a lot different for a bodybuilding show versus CrossFit. So maybe they have some tips they can share with me. But other than that, I appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me as of late. We're cranking out more videos here and there. I don't know why I keep saying we. I've got some things in the works that I'm really excited to announce soon. So stay tuned and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.